well, Uncle Jack said it was too early, so I took the cab. And then I took the cab. I got there on time. And I got into my seat. And then I flew to Narita. Everything was fine. Then right before we unboard, they go, "Can Angela Teo please talk to a staff member?" And I was like, I think they said me. So I went up to somebody and then they said, "Just go outside and talk to someone." Then I went up to her, she's like, "We'd like to know." First it was broken Japanese, so I was like, broken Japanese and English mix. And she's like, "You want to another flight, business class?" I was like, "What?" And she's like, your flight overbooked. Do you want to upgrade to business class? I think. Then she showed me the paper in Japanese characters somehow. Then I was like, I don't understand. She said, "Oh, this one, 1 hour, 52, longer than your other one." Then I was like, okay, let me make a phone call first and I'll decide. So then she's like, "Okay, you tell counter, okay? Go counter, you say." Then I was like, okay. That's why this one I texted you to find out what time flight was coming in. Anyway, I go all the way upstairs and to cut to immigration, I pretended like I was getting on my original flight because they let those people get on the shorter line. So I went to the shorter line, I went to security, and then when I got to immigration, not immigration, I got to the other side, and then I got into my flight, the next one, and I ended up not changing. I just went straight into my gate. Okay? Then when I arrived at Dallas, went through immigration, and the guy's like, "So you haven't been in US since when?" I said, "October last year." This card says permanent resident. And I was like, "Yeah, I know that, but I'm working there for the moment." He's like, "Well, are you going to come back here and work?" I said, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, one of these days you have to make up your mind and decide." I just kept quiet. Then he takes his bright highlighter and puts the letter B on my card. I don't know what that means. You know what that means, Ian?
B,
You gotta go talk to the immigration officers. So then I pushed my thing, and he was like, the girl sees my B. She's like, "Okay, go back over there." And I was like, "Where?" She's like, "Back in the back room." And I was like, "At Narita? No, at Dallas." At Dallas. And I was sitting there with 2 other guys. I think they didn't have their visas to get into America or something like that. And a lady from Sierra Leone. So I was like, I don't think this is because I've been out of the country now. And then after that, it was my turn. He looked at the card, and I could overhear him telling his colleague, "This is just a mismatch of names. Because my green card and my passport doesn't have NG now." So they thought there was something wrong with the ID. So he was like, "Oh, no, this is just a mismatch name. It's okay, you can go." I was like, "I have a flight to catch in 10 minutes. Do you think you can hold the plane for me?" He's like, "I can't do anything from here. Just try to get there." I was like, "Alright." So fine. I pushed my thing and I checked it in, and then after I checked in my bags again, I ran to the gate, which by the way was in another terminal. So I had to get onto a train. I ran down the escalators, ran up, and this terminal was not that far. But then I got to the gate and it says flight delayed. But okay, let's go, fine. I didn't miss my flight. So I'm sitting there, and originally it was like 4:50, and then they said it was going to be 5:25, and then I sat there, and then after that they said, "We can't let you fly, the flight is postponed to 6:05. So everybody's sitting there, everybody didn't say anything. Then after they said, "Oh, traffic conditions are not very good in North. We're going to postpone to 7:45. So they kept postponing it. They postponed me 4 times or 5 times. Yes? Yeah. And then after that, they were like, at 9:05, they just said flight is cancelled. So everyone rushes over to customer service, where everyone's dialing on their cell phones, and I can't dial because I have a Singapore phone, and everyone was saying all the flights are booked for tomorrow and tonight. So then I got out of the thing, and I was like, "Okay, can I just cancel my ticket?" And he's like, "Fine, you can cancel your ticket." And he's like, then another guy from the airport comes and says, who missed their flight on Newark? Then all of us on the line raise our hand. "Oh, whoa, wow, okay, you guys go to Carousel 1 in the main terminal to pick up your luggage." So fine, I go cancel my flight, and then I asked the guy what to do, and then I went over to the main terminal to get my luggage. This is when it started rainstorming outside. I know, but listen, this gets interesting. So then we sit there for like 2 hours, and he said, "We can't get your luggage because it's raining." carousel area for 3.5 hours. Remember I was texting you?
Wait.
And then I got there, and then they were like,
You mean at midnight?
yeah, past midnight. And then finally a lady comes up to me, she's like, did you tell them that you wanted your luggage? I said, no, didn't they tell just to come and get it? She's like, well, apparently those that didn't say they want their luggage, or your bags are on the way, they'll deliver it to your house. And then I was like, but what about everyone that's waiting here? She's like, yep, they didn't say anything. So then she's like, well, why don't you go inside there and ask about your luggage? So I went into the room, I was like, this is my flight. My luggage is going to Europe now. And then she's like, no, actually everyone keeps asking for their luggage, so we decided to bring all the luggages back from Newark. They stopped that plane from flying out, so they put our luggages back.
And how come that plane can fly out?
I don't know. Speaking, it was only like 1 hour after my flight cancellation. And then they're like, oh, so I got my luggage. And then this is after midnight. So the hotel I was supposed to stay before midnight was the Hilton. Then I thought after midnight already, maybe go to the shuttle. So I called up the number for my hotel and I said, I'm coming down to the hotel, but I don't know if the shuttle is running. Then the lady on the phone was like coordinating it, goes, only the Westin is 24 hours.
Which one did I make your finger?
Called up the Westin, but the Westin didn't say no. So I was like, that's the only hotel. That's the only hotel that will pick you up now, but I can't get through the line. So the guy on the phone was like, just call and wait. If in 15 minutes it doesn't come, then try to call them again. So I went there, and then there was this girl and this guy there. The guy asked me, are you from the Westin? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay. Then after like 2 minutes later, the girl told me, she's like, did you just get here? I was like, yeah, I did. She's like, we've been here for an hour and a half. They didn't come yet. And I was like, but I just talked to someone on the phone. They said they run 24 hours.
Wait,
every half an hour.
don't take like that. Take the white one.
Well,
take the
we
white
went to
one.
1:45 and it was like 1:40. So we're like, okay, well, let's just wait. If they don't come, we'll call them. So the Westin shuttle comes, and it says the Westin, it says the Sheraton.
Don't need to shake, don't need to shake.
And you're listening to my story. So it says the Westin, so I get on the thing, and the guy was like, where is everybody going? And then a lot of us are like, we're going to the Westin. Everyone says Westin, okay? So we get on it, and he brings us to the hotel. And then on the way there, there's this older guy that jokes around, we're going to be rested in the Westin. And then we're looking at him like, because everyone's tired, so we thought he was just joking around.
Resting at the Westin?
Rested at the Westin.
But didn't you know you were going to
Yes, okay, listen to this. So we got there, it turns out that there's a Westin, not only in Dulles, but in the town called Reston. So they brought me to the wrong hotel. And they told us, we didn't clarify that. So me, the guy and the girl got to the wrong hotel. Then I went to the front counter and I told them, I'm actually supposed to be at the Dulles Hotel. And this is because the airport will give me a lower rate. I know if I go to this one, my Dulles said, oh, it's okay, you know, we'll give you the same rate, we'll match it. Then after that, I checked out this I got the car service. Yeah. Then I went to the train station there. Then the train station there, I gave a guy my luggage because they were too bulky. So like this guy in a red cap came along. He's like, okay, he gave me a card. He's like, what time is your train? I said about 12:05. He said, meet me here. He wrote number 2. He's like, 11:30. I meet you here. I said, okay. So I went in. I bought my ticket. I bought lunch. Then I was like asking people, where is this spot? Then I walked over to the spot. Then I was like sitting there. It was 5 minutes early. I'm not stressing. It's 11:25. The guy said 11:30. So I'm sitting there. And then it's like 11:35. I'm like, I don't want to miss this train. Then the guy doesn't come till 11:45. And he's like telling me to follow him, so I follow him. And then I realized he's still delivering luggage for other people. So I'm looking at the clock, and he's not at my gate. And I was like, oh god, I was getting a little bit anxious. And then I just sat there. And then they had a few people take their luggages off. And then me and this other lady, our luggage got put into a golf cart thing. And then he told us to sit in the golf cart. Then he rides us to the back way of the rail system. like we went up the ramp, we went along the railroad line, all the way to the other side. And then he brings us up to this one point, and I was like, sir, my train is this one. And he's like, oh, okay. And he brings us up there, and thank God the same train was our train. So I finally got there and I got my train. So 2 hours and 45 minutes later that I'm at Metro Park.